Hey everyone, it's James Hurst with The Marketing Show. I'm here with Tiffany Botcher, and I am so excited to bring this interview with you guys because I just got done doing my taxes and it was such a nightmare, it was such a mess. I kind of reached out. Tiffany, I've kind of known for a while now through the community and HighLevel. And as I was putting out requests for, people who do this, people with recommendation, I just had a good feeling about meeting with her and seeing. She's actually the only person I met with so far to kind of talk about my issues. So Tiffany, thanks so much for joining me. How are you?
I am awesome. Thanks, James. Yes, tax time can be super stressful for everyone. So it's a common theme problem at this time of year, especially.
Yeah, so I was like, I wasn't gonna like try to last minute her like fix it for this year. I was just like, okay, I'm definitely fixing it for next year. I got through it for this year. I'm done, but I am not doing the same thing again. So I was in here. We kind of just had a little pre-meeting before this. I was showing her my Stripe accounts, right, and the crazy different things. If you guys know anything about me, I've got 100 different business ideas, and I just go and do them before like getting the EINs and the bank accounts, and everything's just a total mess. And so I kind of got with her. I was looking at I started QuickBooks. Congratulations, QuickBooks, and she's already kind of said, hey, you could do this a couple different ways, and she has this bookkeeping service where she's gonna like help me get my life organized. Imagine like every month I see like income and expenses being categorized in profit and loss and just all of this stuff that sometimes entrepreneurs, they just want to go crazy and just make a bunch of money and spend some money, and they don't really do a great job of on the books. And so Tiffany, tell me, what can you do for me, and tell me what can you do for anyone who happens to be listening in. This episode is sponsored by Extendly for HighLevel. If you haven't met the good folks over at Extendly, you ought to take a look and see what they have to offer. They're one of the bigger support agencies in the high-level space right now. So they have a snapshot store with completely crazy built-out snapshots, white label onboarding support and training, high-level dashboard customization, as well as training from the Blairs, the Academy for HighLevel, Melissa and Stephanie Blair. So I had a chance to meet Bayant in person just recently in Dallas at the SaaSpreneur event. We had a chance to get to know each other better. I've also been working with them and teaching and coaching in their Facebook group, and you may have seen some of my tips and tricks videos that I put on for them as well. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look at Extendly, go to getextendly.com. That's getextendly.com. Now back to the show.
Yeah, I mean, like you were just talking about, you get going on an idea and you get it going, and the books are the afterthought, and then
Yes.
comes tax time, and it's, oh my goodness, I need to somehow clean this up. But it's right along with the entrepreneur piece. You get an
Yeah.
idea and you're going and you're going, and we'll worry about the books later. And so the issue that we run into is that it's always harder to do after the fact because you can't remember,
No, no.
some specific
Oh my.
transaction from months ago. And you also really can't highlight and understand your business in real time. So, we often talk. I did a funny TikTok the other day because I hate buying gas. And so, and I did this, I said, what if your car didn't have a gas gauge? How often would you run out of gas if you just didn't know? Because I would run out of gas all the time. I'm the person that runs it right till the light is on pretty consistently.
Love it.
But I know exactly how far I can push it because I have the light.
Yeah.
And then the bell that says, oh my goodness, like you're really out now. You need to get gas. And so, but your books truly are the gas gauge. They are when you're driving, it's how do you know where you're going and how fast you're going and all of these pieces. And so oftentimes, and entrepreneurs are so good at doing it onto intuition. It feels
Yeah.
good, feels profitable. I see the money coming in, everything's great. But ultimately, we still want that data. We want to know what parts of the business are really profitable. Where should you be putting that little extra effort into? And so those are the parts where, doing the books as you're going, super important. So you can see that growth. And so that's where, we come in, we can help set that up. So we do two different pieces, three. One is cleanup for stuff that hasn't been done. The second piece is setup. So, getting it set up and started using technology to our advantage, bringing in, a lot of people are using things like PayPal, Stripe,
Yeah.
Different places where you can import a lot of transaction and use automation. So
Yeah.
bookkeeping doesn't have to be expensive if it's set up correctly. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want the expense of paying a bookkeeping team. But a lot of times we can make the software just do what it needs to do. And the third piece, of course, is that ongoing account reconciliation. It's the part that most entrepreneurs miss, even if they are diligent about their record keeping, is that reconciliation. So that's part of our service as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I was thinking, okay, well, I got to go. Before this, I didn't even have QuickBooks, so now I got to pay for QuickBooks, and then I got to pay for some bookkeeping, and like it's supposed to be just such a fraction of what you're doing, overall online. What you want to talk? Yeah, go ahead and talk about some of your pricing and like how you guys price, and if people want to get in touch with you.
Yeah, so our service is a little bit different than the average bookkeeping service. My history is in corporate finance and tech, so scaling service-based businesses to over $1 million a month. All sorts of issues, scaling a business from startup to that size comes with all sorts of different challenges and opportunities. And so, we've gone through that and built the team that helps you with those challenges. And how that ties in is we offer a bookkeeping service, but you're getting that CFO style review, the planning, the laying out the chart of accounts, the planning for future growth, and all of that is a value add. There's no additional charge for any of that. And so the bookkeeping itself is $30 an hour. That includes for setting up, starting up. There's a small retainer to get started. But otherwise, we can get that set up. And then for those that want that ongoing service of the reconciliation, I highly recommend it. Most entrepreneurs, it's not part of their skill set. Nor is it something they enjoy. Account reconciliation is truly, a skill that some people truly love, but most do not, and that's okay. And so that's, $150 a month as an ongoing. We do the reconciliations, prep those financial statements, have that CFO style review that says, hey, this looks in alignment, this is growing the way it should be, or hey, this month, this particular area is looking a little concerning. Is this something we should dig into a little more? And so that is $150 a month. So great service. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be super expensive to still get that quality service that you need.
And so some people can even like kind of take advantage of your services, kind of get cleaned up and situated, trained up. And then if they want to do it on their own, they can do that as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, we offer a variety of different plans based on different businesses. The thing about being the person who reviews the numbers is our pricing will always, and packages will always be reflective of where you are in business, because otherwise when we review the financial statements, I have to say, hey, look at this line item. This does not work. And so it really is honestly a little bit of a double check. A lot of times in business, people will come to you and say, I can change your business and it's going to cost you $10,000 and this and that. But they don't ever have to come back on the flip side and say, oh, that was a good expenditure. Whereas, we do then see that on the backside.
So yeah, what if I start making, $100,000 a month? Are your services going to balloon as well if my business grows? Or is it still just that?
So setting things up correctly is really important. And just like, in marketing, when you're setting up your CRM, investing into that setup process is often pays back so much on the flip side. Because if you're using automation and import and export of transactions, whether you have 100 transactions or 300 transactions, it really doesn't make a big difference. Our reconciliation services it really is a minimum charge, but our hourly rate is $30 an hour. So as your business grows, we might say, hey, you've added in, an additional, couple $100,000 in revenue, and you've added in some new accounts, maybe a new stream of revenue. This is what we're estimating going forward. And so, but like I said, if it's set up correctly, it really doesn't.
Well, hey, it's automated. Who cares? And it's also like, well, there is more to deal with. What about like, am I ever on a Zoom call with any of your actual bookkeepers? If is that, you know what I mean? Or like if I need, what does support look like, and how does that work?
Yeah, so we have a encrypted customer portal for importing, exporting documents as needed. Any passwords that are required, access, those types of things. It's a really organized process. So you always know if we're waiting on something from you, if we're, what we're working on and where we are in the process. So we like to keep that super organized. And you have access to our team. You also have access to Zoom calls with me. I often do a lot of, strategy sessions in terms of setting up the accounts correctly. QuickBooks does a great job saying, hey, this is a platform, super easy to use. But the part that they don't ever talk about is setting up the account structure. And this is a key piece. So we often see expenses in the wrong areas when people have just set up their accounts. So we do strategy calls on things like that. Also do a lot of like budgeting, forecasting on calls. And so, I have my Zoom link and set up those calls.
Okay, well, I'm moving forward with you guys. I definitely want to give it a try. I don't know that I'll be on it forever, but I at least want to get cleaned up and, and I want to get organized. So I'm going to get started, but tell me how, if someone else is on the call, how do they get in touch with you and, to do the same if they feel like that's going to be helpful?
Yeah, so I'm on all the social media platforms. Tiffany and Botcher. Our agency is Botcher Business Management Agency, which is Botcher, BOTTCHER.io. You can book a call right on the website and we will connect. It's absolutely zero obligation. We really have the call just like we had this morning, James, going through, having a look at where you're at and making some recommendations in terms of what do we need to move forward, what kind of homework would be expected, and then we dive right in.
Okay. All right. I'm super excited. It's going to be such a relief to have that off my plate because every year tax season comes around. I just do not want to do it. I know like that gut feeling, okay, I'm making money. Yeah, I'm spending less than I'm making and things are good. But am I prepared to pay taxes when it comes around? Am I putting enough away? What is the true health of my company? And you just have to be more organized than at least I have been. So guys, get with Tiffany, get on her schedule, get a call with her. It was very low pressure. I mean, I think it's a steal. I think it's super affordable myself, but everyone's in a different position. At least go get the $15 a month or whatever QuickBooks plan and do better than I was, and up until this point. But guys, get in touch with her. And that being said, we'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. Advice given is for educational purposes only and may not be applicable to your business. You should know that the Marketing Show receives compensation through its affiliate relationship for the products and services it recommends. Thank you for your support, and we hope to see you on the next episode of The Marketing Show.